So I want to thank all of you for coming out today on this actually beautiful day. It's better than I thought it was going to be. It's been really, really humbling for me as the president to walk up and down the hallways and see all of these composites and see these generation of alumni, and then today to have all of us come back to celebrate getting this house. It's been really, really, really cool for I think all of us. It's been a really, really awesome past 2 years, from becoming a colony to becoming a chapter, and now to have a house back on the hill and to see all of you come back has been, it's without words. Before we begin, I really want to thank JJ for all the work that he did for it as the first president. I want to thank all of you for your generous donations as well as being here today. We raised over $100,000. The old party room with the terrible concrete floor into a recreation room that I think with the Super Bowl is going to be really awesome on. We were able to hang all of these composites, and we were able to turn some of these areas into study rooms and really not just make this some old fraternity house that Phi Delta's living in, but make this Phi Delta's house. And that we're really, really thankful for. And finally, I also want to thank John Papazian, who's done a tremendous amount of work throughout the John's organizations and emails, we probably would never have gotten that colony, chapter, or this house. And I think out of all of our gratitude to you, we'd like to donate the executive office that we see right on the inside to be the John Papazian executive Every time that we walk in the house, we want to be able to see all that you've done for us for generations to follow. With that, I'd like to hand it over to Will Schick, who's the province president representing our headquarters.
I'm Will Schick, as he says. I cannot tell you how happy I am to be here. You all have much to be proud of. It's a magic chapter, I think, and I just want to thank you all. Words from the General Council of Phi Delta Theta. Whereas the Pennsylvania Eta chapter of Phi Delta Theta, chartered at Lehigh University on April 19, 1876, is conducting a ribbon cutting ceremony for their chapter house for 2015-2016. And whereas Pennsylvania Eta chapter has, through its continued emphasis on friendship, sound learning, and rectitude, achieved wide acclaim for its leadership on Lehigh campus, in the city of Bethlehem, in the state of Pennsylvania, and within the international fraternity. Whereas the chapter's constructive activities in the community have contributed to the good name and prestige of Phi Delta Theta, and whereas many Pennsylvania Eta alumni members have enjoyed positions of high trust and great responsibility in local, state, national, and international arenas, thus bringing honor to their chapter, their university, their alumni association, and their fraternity. Be it therefore resolved that the General Council of Phi Delta Theta, the Foundation Board of Trustees, on behalf of all chapters and alumni clubs, extend to Pennsylvania Eta chapter, on the occasion of its ribbon cutting ceremony, the gratitude and affectionate good wishes of Phi Delta Theta brothers everywhere. May Lehigh University continue to enjoy its enviable reputation in higher education, and may the star of Pennsylvania Eta shine brightly in Phi Delta Theta's firmament during the chapter's future. Can't thank John enough. It makes me very proud to be a Phi. You exemplify the teachings of Bond. Thank you.
Yeah, John.
John to be a Phi, guys. John to be a Phi.
Thanks, Will. And I think right now we're going to hand it over to John. He's going to say a few words before we...
Thank you. Now that you've made me tear up here, but you know, I was reflecting back, and it was about 3 years ago This week, Jim Flanagan, Joe Nigro, Mike Halloran, and Tom Anderson and I presented to the Lehigh Fraternity Board for our reinstatement. And we've really come a long way in 3 years. I think it has to be a record for Lehigh, 3 years from approval to actually getting a house. I would like to make a big thank you to the administration. None of them could make it here, but certainly Ashley Bodewin, who was our advisor through the whole time of our colonization and us becoming a chapter. I'd also like to thank the original Colony Advisory Board members, Hank Kane, Tom Anderson, Sean Murphy, I know Sean's here today, Joe Nigro, Dick Dunn. Without your counsel and guidance, I wouldn't have, be able to get us here. It was a team effort. A couple special thank yous. Joe Nigro for doing the composite search. Wow, we've gotten almost everyone back. And he and I texting each other, going to Michael's to try and find certain frames. He was covering Union County, and I was covering Somerset County. So that you see the fruits of his efforts on the walls here.
And John, we should all thank Ken Smith for actually taking about a dozen of those composites out of the old house and storing them for.
Yes, Ken couldn't be with us here today, but that's a good point. And also in the fundraising drive, aside from the chapter advisory board members, Fred Braun and Dick Dunn, stepped up. Fred Braun and Rick Gibbons stepped up to really, help press your alumni for donations, and that's what got us to our goal. That's how we were able to buy all the furniture you see, the kitchen implements, knives and forks, everything you see in the house. So, certainly a thank you from me. I echo the thank you of the chapter to all of you for your support. And as you can see, we're still missing a few things, so stay tuned next year for another fundraising drive as we continue to improve the house. So,
don't close that
when tax season, when the tax year changes, I'll be coming back. And last but not least, I'd like to recognize J.J. O'Brien and Greg Potter, our two chapter presidents, through these 2.5 years for their leadership and guidance that have really, gelled the brothers together and gotten us to where we are today. And I hope there's future leaders out there in this group that can carry on that bond. And finally, to my active brothers, we're putting our trust in you to carry on what we've started here. And so my words to you are, don't tarnish the badge. Thank you. Well, do you want to hold that? Let's get the pictures.
Wait.
I don't know, we got enough pictures. Okay?
Go ahead.
Hold up. Our historians gotta get this.
Oh yes, we did.
We've got a lot of history right here, so we need
This is huge history.
I think I'm upside down.
He's taking a video.
Okay, ready? Go.
Let's get all the brothers here. Let's go.
Hank, just be active.
I'm short.
It doesn't matter. You want me? I'll do it on Robbie's phone too. Do your phone and Robbie's phone. Get all of them, or should I go on?
Feel down, Robbie. No, I got you.
Look somewhere.
Yes.
I know that's what I'm saying. Which phone?
You want to come up?
I don't know. I got a bunch. I got a bunch. I can take more photos.